Hey guys, welcome back to Mommin' It Up, and we're talking about...
Do we want to get serious?
I know, seriously.
Why do we have to be serious all the time, Liz? When you get to a point in your life where you realize your parents don't have it all together.
They don't even know what they're doing.
It's kind of devastating.
It is. Your whole world comes crashing down. I thought my parents were rich. I thought they had a million years of school. I mean, I thought something happened when you turned to an adult that you just knew it all. And I 100% trust my parents. It's this like implicit trust, you know, and just like not even questioning.
No question.
Like,
you do believe them. And like for me, like it's cultural stuff, like the stuff I was told or like was raised to believe things were certain, things were good or bad. And I'm just like, now as an adult, I'm like, wait, what? Why did you tell me that was bad? That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Like, Mom, love you. But as I'm putting on my nail polish, I'm like, oh, I can't wear black because Mom says that's bad.
You're like, you take it as truth.
Yes.
Like,
for a second,
okay.
There's like a feeling of guilt because I shouldn't because my mom said not to. And I'm like, hold on a second, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
But like when you're in the, like as a kid, you just believe everything they say and
you take it as truth. I think that's great. Parents should be obeyed, right? And listened to. But I know even I find myself as a parent saying stuff matter-of-factly that maybe isn't matter-of-factly. Like, oh, meatloaf is gross. Nope, it's gross. I'm never gonna make it. It's gross. You wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Like, and my kids are like, okay, it's gross, and I'm like, oh.
maybe it's not gross.
Maybe
Maybe
they'll
they would like it. Yeah.
Still not making it.
And I think that's parenting. You put like your beliefs, your things into your kids and then
Whether you mean to or not.
yeah. Like, I was taught to think and believe certain things, and when you grow up in a small town or you know,
you're almost like sheltered.
Yeah.
From
Like,
the real world or bigger truths than what you were shown.
yeah.
You know, not necessarily intentional, or sometimes it is, and you just have to like figure it out on your own.
One of the biggest things for me, and I'm just being honest, was like growing up as a white kid in a small town, like with parents who believe certain things about races. And then as I've gotten older, like I am devastated with the stuff that I was told as a kid as far as like races and like being with someone of a different race and like just the mentality of maybe not outright prejudice, but yeah, as I look at it, it was like prejudice. I'm like, that makes me so sad and now I'm like fighting so hard to make sure that I'm not that way with my kids. And also like my initial like thoughts about things, I have to like rumble with that thought and like correct it. And like, it makes me mad to think that I was conditioned and trained to think a certain way about anybody. Like I shouldn't, like people are people and they should be treated as people. And because they look differently, that's like, that is the thing that like hurt me the most about the way that I was raised.
It's almost like a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And I was raised, which is, this is totally fine, but like my mom stayed home and supported my dad through school and had babies, took care of the house. And when I started growing up, I'm like, well, that's what I'm gonna do because that's what women do, you know. And that's not, my mom didn't say we couldn't work. My dad actually encouraged us really strongly to get an education, but not to use it. And I don't, like my sisters have used it, but like all of them, including myself, like we stay home with our babies. And like, I don't want to say that education is wasted because it's not, but just the thought about that, like the thought of using our education instead of staying home, I think that would...
There's judgment.
Yes, there's judgment, and I think it would be looked down upon, you know? And I used my work experience, and I got pretty far in my career before I even got married and had kids. I mean, I was 30 when I had my first baby, so I'm just now staying home within the last year.
Yeah.
And I always felt like it was second. And I mean, I do agree that family is the most important, but it's not the only important thing.
Right.
You know, it's really not.
That's a huge thing for me too. Like we were raised like the same way that moms took care of the kids, dads did the guy things. They did maybe outside chores and they took care of the money. And now as an adult, I'm like, That doesn't have to be that way, first of all. It's not always the best way, second of all. But because I feel like that generation, we're just coming further and further away from that, where we're just like, no, my husband should be an active parent. He is their father. If that's the relationship you have, where there's a mom and a dad, like, the dad should be a dad. He made them too.
Right.
He agreed to have a kid. He
put in half the work.
He put in half the work. When he's home, he is part of it. And guess what? Like, that's not how he was raised.
Yes, it's had to be, I'm sure, taught.
Well, he wanted more for himself also. Like, he wants to be, like, there are things that he does as a dad that he is more playful. He is, like, he does give them different things that obviously I and my personality don't give. And so, yeah, why would you short your kid of that? Why would you not give them that, you know? And also, like, who wants a stressful mom, like a stressed out mom? Like, it makes more sense to, when dad's home.
And, like, your understanding changes too, I think, like, of certain terms or life events. You're like, oh,
yeah,
that's different.
Makes sense now.
You see your parents with their insecurities. Like, when you're a kid, you're like, they never feel bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even if you see your mom cry, like, it doesn't register to you that, like, her feelings are hurt, or she's feeling insecure, or my dad is super mad because he's annoyed with me. You know, like, things kind of click into place. Like, oh, I don't know. It's just, they don't seem to be as human when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they don't let stuff get to them. They don't hold grudges.
Or they do. You're like, why are they always mad at me? And, like, for me, like, now I have a daughter who's a lot like me, and I'm just like, okay, I can see where my mom got to this point. However, I'm going to change that. I'm going to be different about it. I'm going to approach it differently. Because I remember, like, all I know is, like, how things affected me. And so how I felt about the way that my mom spoke to me, or my father spoke to me. And so what I say is what my kid is going to internalize, and how I say it's going to internalize it. She's not going to care or know that she and her behavior has totally annoyed me the entire day, or frustrated me the entire day. And so this is why I'm getting to this point. But how I speak to her, she will remember.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what's important.
It'll speak volumes. It's just crazy to have that moment of, they're all just grown-up kids. Trying
figuring this life out together,
like guessing it out. Like, I don't know, like what age do you think that understanding like comes?
I think I'm still developing it. Like, and here's the hard part is, like, you get to a point where you're almost devastated by the fact that your parents, like, did you wrong, like, in that way. Like, I felt like my mind was blown. I was devastated. I felt betrayed to some degree. And then I'm just like, you know what, like, my mom did the best she could.
Right. We all do.
And as a parent, I hope my daughter doesn't judge me as harshly as I've judged my mother. You also get to a point where that makes you even more, like, accepting of, like, people in general. If these people that I idealized and thought were perfect and I discovered they're not, but they're still good people and they did their best. And, like, it creates, like, a maturity, I feel like.
Yes.
But there's, like, phases of it. Like, at first you're, like, mind blown. Oh, my goodness. You feel devastated. Then you're like, okay, they did their best. Then there's more accepting. Then when you become a parent, you're like,
they really did their best.
Okay, I get it. I see it. Like, I'm at that point now where I'm just like, okay, my mother, she tried her best. And so, yeah, so it's just this full turnaround. It's interesting. But I feel like at this point, when you're like 30 years old, you get to a point when you're like, something shifts and changes, and like you stop like calling mom for every little thing, and like, what's this, what's that, and you figure it out on your own.
You really try and like just figure stuff out. And it's a huge change from, what do I take if I have a cold? Say hi.
Cute little baby.
Say hello. Look at that belly. Get that belly. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye. Even my grandparents even had a huge role in my upbringing, and like there's certain things, like my grandfather, he makes me chuckle now, but he's like, when you're wrong, you don't ever tell your kid that you're wrong. You stick by it. Like, there's no like,
the sky is green. It's green. Mom said it's green. That's the end of it.
Now as a parent, I'm like, that's so messed up. Tell us when your paradigm shift happened. What things changed in your mind when you got a little bit older to let you understand your parents more, but also be like, not so right. For more craziness, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Facebook too.
Facebook.
Listen to me, okay?
Oh,
There's something
No,
you
wait.
put in this.
Wait a minute.
Listen
Wait
to
a
me.
minute.
Listen to me, okay?
She knows.
Listen to me.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I'll tell you
No,
something.
let me. I listen.
I love
You
you.
are my best friend.
You're my...
That's it. That's it.
That's mine. Look at you're beautiful. You're the most beautiful girl in the
You're perfect the way
world.
you are.
Thank you.